When you take risks to the unknown, you start developing yourself to be stronger.
Confidence is the most beautiful thing you can possess. Sabrina Carpenter. Confidence is something you create when you believe in yourself. Today we have with us a man who is an epitome of confidence, the IT Goin. An IT consultant by profession, a business strategist, an influencer with 15K followers. He's a professional coach, trainer, and a mentor. He has trained and produced many champions for the districts that he served. A Toastmaster who has worn every hat from serving as a chief judge, a secret judge, a contestant who has won several contests till the district level, and we will soon learn more about him in our interview. Please help me welcome the man who brings out the best in children and adults, the one and only distinguished Toastmaster, Raymond Pereira.
Thank you. It's truly an honor to be here. Looking forward for an amazing podcast between the amazing contestant that I worked with and an amazing personality. So I'm truly honored, and let's get the show on the road.
Thank you. So a warm welcome once again, and I'm so excited to have you here, Raymond.
Likewise.
We'll start with the first question. So Raymond, tell us about your roots, your humble beginnings. Where were you born and how were you as a child? Were you naughty or were you quiet? Let us know.
Well, life has taken me to different routes. Even though I am born and brought up in Kuwait, as we all are here today, but life at different stages of my milestones, that I would call them, of my journey in life, took me back in India during the first war, where I rebuilt my roots all the way again. And then my parents did not want me to be a priest. So I was sent back to Kuwait in the year 99, and then I built my roots again. So wherever I was, I constantly adopted, and regrew my roots so that I am stable. And I learned the laws of the land and take it from there. As a child, I was not very naughty, but I was very curious. I always wanted to know how things worked. I always wanted to know how life happened. And I just kept being curious at all times. Yes, they say curiosity killed the cat. With that, I got hurt, I got injured, I was mischievous, and I fell down. But it is all due to my passion to be curious. So as a child, that kept me going. And it's actually till today, I am still curious by nature. Different places, in different times, in different milestones of my life.
Well, that's really, I feel being curious is one of a great skill that we should all possess. Because when you're curious, you actually want to learn so many new things. So talking about
True.
that,
Very true.
yeah, we'll now move on to the second question, which is talking about confidence. So what is confidence for you, and is it a skill that can be learned?
I don't believe confidence, to be honest, is a skill. I believe it's more like a leverage, where you get confident when you can start trusting what you do or trusting what others do. Confidence is more of a belief system. Once you have it in you that, yes, I have built myself, I know the skill, I can do it, I can be a fighter, I can be an achiever, you develop a sense of belief in you. You develop a sense of morale that makes you confident to go forward. And confidence will push you. It's like, even not only with yourself, even if it's others, like you might have role players in your family, in your friends, in society, these people who are role models, that you believe in them and their confidence can inspire you. So I believe confidence is more of a belief system that is an outcome of hard work, it's an outcome of consistency, it's an outcome of trusting your own self. So that outcome can be generated, it can be built, but not as a skill and not as a quality. It can be built in the whole concept of having faith. Faith in what you're doing, faith in life itself, faith at where you work. Once you have that, confidence will happen. It's a belief that just revolves around you, covers you, and takes you to places. So, yes, you can build it, but purely as a belief system.
So if you have to give 2 tips to our viewers of how to build, to build their business, what would it be?
For example, you need to have your goals. What do you want to achieve? Let's say you want to be a public speaker. You feel that yes, you have the skill, you have the knowledge, you have the time, you have the effort. Now, when you start putting it together and working towards this goal, and you are consistent in achieving that goal, then you will slowly build the belief and the confidence to make it happen. Yes, some people say just practice. Practice alone is not enough. You need to put the effort to learn. You need to have the effort to have an accountability mentor, somebody who will guide you. You need to have the effort of seeing opportunities to make it happen. Once you put all of this, regardless of what it could be health issues, it could be personal achievements, it could be writing a book, it could be running a race, it could be anything. Put the effort to make it happen, and the belief system will take place, and slowly you will see confidence kick in.
Thank you for your insights. And now we move on to the next question. You worked in different domains, the government, the military, the retail, manufacturing, e-commerce, etc. So can you tell us a little on how working in these sectors has developed you as a person?
That's the beauty of it. Sometimes we get so content and work in a comfort zone. Sometimes we are bankers, sometimes we are accountants, sometimes even as IT people, we are stuck to a comfort zone. One thing I've learned in life, if you want to grow rich in knowledge, you want to grow rich in financial benefits, you want to grow rich in popularity and so on, you need to take risks. When you take risks to the unknown, you start developing yourself to be stronger. And that is when I started getting into different domains or different business sectors, like when you have the government or the military or retail or private sectors. Each of them have their flavors, and each also have their consequences and challenges. That's what makes you tougher and makes you holistic, to learn from each of them. For example, the military industry is very aggressive. Time is of essence. Controls are immense. When you look at government, they are conservative because they look at so many regulations. When you look at the private sector, it's competitive. Each of these domains or these business sectors teaches you one powerful element, one powerful attribute. And that's what makes you stronger. And when you have stories, when you have experiences, when you have incidents, challenges that you have experienced, succeeded, and come out of it, trust me, a feeling of accomplishment is immense. And that's the learning you will take to the next sector and the next sector till you become a person who's holistic, a person who is having the knowledge, skill of every business industry. And that's what takes you to your career forward. Each of them have a lot to teach you. Each of them have a lot to take and give you. And definitely each of them will give you a mind-blowing experience. So yes, there's a lot to learn from each of them.
I agree to all you say, and it's really nice that you've been in so many sectors, and I think you're still moving on to some other sectors in your current.
I believe you will agree with me because to what I know from you, you were in the private industry and now you are into education.
Yeah.
Don't you think so?
Yeah. And I feel really good about it because um, I think that all my whatever I've learned in the corporate sector is really helping me even in the education sector. So I'm glad
That's
that
true.
like you said, I'm kind of getting that holistic experience.
That's correct. That is true.
So I've
Well
heard
done
this.
on that.
Sorry, I've heard this from you numerous times that a person needs to unlock their fullest potential. So why do you feel so strongly about it?
Now, there are two aspects to this. Now, I'm not very religious. I do believe in God, I do pray, but I also look at the science aspect. I look at each one of us. We all have a nose, we all have 2 ears, we have 2 eyes, we have 10 fingers. We're exactly similar to each other. Now, yes, our cultures, our traditions, the geographic place we come from adds more features. Whether we are taller in person and physical attributes, or we might be maybe challenged by our cultures and what we do and how we do. But I believe that each of us are the same. And I believe God also has created us similar to each other. But the problem with us, each one of us, even though we have all the same skills, we do not develop all the skills together or in one go. Our cultures, our experience, our parenting, sorry, defines what we go forward. But believe me, we all have similar skills. It is only the one that we work on, the one that we are exposed to, the one that we get opportunities to, gets more prominent. That's why I tell people experience everything, try out every opportunity in life, and see what works for you, what makes you happy. Yes, you might be a world's fastest runner. It's a skill, it's something that you developed or you found out, but it might not be making you happy. Maybe something else does. Experience that too as well. So that's why I tell people use what you got and take out the fullest potential in each one of you. Because we are all here to succeed with the best skills that we have. We need to see what makes us happy, and to do that, try out everything that you have. Whether you could be an artist, a musician, a public speaker, a sportsman or woman, anything and everything, and see what you love. That's something I keep stressing on, even with kids. Try it out. You have nothing to lose.
I think Toastmasters brings out that gives you the opportunity to bring out your potential. I mean, if it was not for
That
Toastmasters,
is
I
true.
wouldn't have understood this aspect. So I'm glad.
That is true.
Yeah. I can see that you're very active on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. So how being on social media helps one towards their growth or for business engagements?
Everybody is on social media for their own reasons. Some want to be influencers, sorry, some want to just promote them, some want to just share it to their close circle as families or friends, some don't even update their social media platforms. But everybody has a reason. My reason is to showcase what I do to others. I have two reasons. One is to showcase and not show off. There are two different aspects. Showcase is to show your achievements so that others get inspired and realize that they themselves can do it. And the second reason is to promote my brand, as I call myself the IT Goan, as someone who can help you achieve those achievements. So social media for me is a platform to showcase to everybody that they too can do what I do. I don't do something rocket science, but I also showcase that this is what I do now. This is how I live my life. This is how we have to create stories. We have to create memories. And if you need me to come and demonstrate, if you need me to come and train, this is my portfolio that I'm bringing forward to you in an open market. I'm in social media and LinkedIn. in Instagram, in Facebook. I'm picking up on YouTube because I gave that a backseat. But for 2026, that's my goal, to develop my YouTube channel even more than what it is right now. So, having said that, my goals vary for each platform. My Twitter is primarily to discuss, to have contradiction, to have controversy. My Instagram is to showcase art, creativity, adventure. LinkedIn is purely for business, knowledge, skill sharing, and YouTube is going to be for awareness and training. So I use this for different purposes, and I believe each one of you have something to learn and something to teach. Use social media for that.
True. So now, I've seen that you're an avid public speaker with corporates, communities, and children. So could you tell our viewers what is public speaking and how does it benefit adults and children?
In Toastmasters, we are trained to speak. But sometimes what happens, that zone or the area where we are trained becomes our comfort zone. So we are speaking, we are learning to speak, we have the opportunity to practice. But sometimes I tell our members, go out of Toastmasters and start publicly speaking. That is where we will see how amazing you are with the skill of speaking or communication. I train people in the corporates, I train people outside corporates, I train children, I train politicians, and so many others to speak in public, to inspire, to share the message, to educate, and finally to lead. Communication is the key of the art. As humans, if you look at how we started off as cavemen and cavewomen, we used to communicate through drawings, we used to communicate through art, we used to communicate when knocking on something. We used to, and still do till today, we communicate. So, how well you communicate, how well people can listen to you, how well people can adjust, engage, and learn is definitely how well you will learn public speaking. But public speaking is not limited to these professional platforms. How you communicate with your family, how you communicate with your neighbors, people you meet randomly on the street, all these aspects will improve you as a public speaker. Sometimes we say, no, I will not go on stage, I will not raise a toast, I don't need Toastmasters, I don't need to be a public speaker. But what about the remaining time? You speak to the cashier, you speak to a policeman on the road, you speak to your colleagues, you speak to your husbands and wives and children, you speak to the teachers. All of that is public speaking. And I believe you need to improve it. We give our speaking skills the least of the effort. We give everything else, our knowledge, our learning for our jobs. But why not speaking? Because speaking will take you to places. Speaking will break the ice or destroy you. So that's why when I do trainings in communities, in corporates, I focus on my core goal, learn to speak. And that's what's going to save you and take you forward.
Yeah, and even Toastmasters encourages us. In one of the projects, we have managed to speak professionally. And I think that's a good
Correct.
opportunity for us to go and speak outside.
That is true. Very true.
So I know you are a person who loves to plan everything, be it personal or professional. So tell us, how do you stay committed to your goals? And what advice can you give our listeners to stay focused and committed to their goals?
Yes, it is true. I plan everything. But being human, I do fail sometimes. I'm not 100% perfect. But at the same time, I do know if I'm not focused, I will lose sight of my goals. Sorry. What I do is, now the new year is coming, I usually don't do resolutions because I know I'm going to break them. I know I'm not going to follow. They are just resolutions because I'm like, okay, I'm going to lose weight. That's my resolution. What I do is I make a goal. I want to live healthier, which includes losing weight. Now, my goal is to be healthy by immediately, not by end of the year or not by X amount of months. But to do that, I have to have dependencies. I have to eat better. I have to drink a proper water. I have to work out. So these are all my level of focus that I need to achieve as dependencies to go to achieve that goal. Now, that is my health goals. I also have career goals. What I'm going to do end of this year. Okay, I might need a better job. No, I will be happy with the current job, but I'm going to achieve certain dependencies to that job. Okay, I need to build a house, but to build that house, I need to earn better. I need to have financial support. I need to study. I need to research. So for me to be focused depends on all the dependencies to reach that goal. And that's why I am, as much as I can, I'm focused on achieving that. Because it's all about the dependencies. That is what matters even in public speaking, in training for your skills. We say, I want to be a better speaker. I say, I want to achieve 5 conferences this year where I am a keynote speaker. Now, how to achieve that 5 conferences? I need to be popular. I need to write articles. I need to apply. I need to research. So all these dependencies become my focal points. Once I achieve them, I reach my goal. I am satisfied. I go further to the next level. That is how you work on it, and try with smaller, simple goals. And once you achieve them, go for bigger ones.
Thank you for sharing that. Thank you so much. So we now move on to the rapid fire round.
Sure, not a problem.
So what's your favorite hobby?
My favorite hobby is growing plants. I love plants. And even back in India, we have a farm. But generally speaking, in my apartment in Kuwait, I have a lot of plants, and I love experimenting, trying different things. And growing plants is one of my best hobbies that I have.
Coffee or tea?
Tea with milk,
Right.
typical Indian style.
Will you take everyone for coffee? I was surprised you said tea.
I have no choice. I can't go to Starbucks and say, one chai, please. They don't have it.
Yeah. So what's your favorite season?
Monsoons back in India. I love the rains. No matter how stormy, how bad it is, I love the rains because I believe monsoons bring life back again to this earth. And I am crazy about monsoons. I'll take my bike, go into the rains, get wet, and come home and get a shouting from my dad for getting wet.
Your favorite food?
Chinese, anything Chinese, or mutton biryani. Boneless, to be exact.
Favorite
I'm a
color?
foodie, but this is top of the list.
Okay. Favorite color?
My favorite color is maroon.
That's what you want today.
It resembles blood for me, and blood is the main core of life, and blood also saves others. So, maroon.
So are you competitive or ambitious?
I'm competitive. I'm not ambitious. I never was, never will be. I don't look forward to grow to a level that I aspire because of ambition. I compete with myself, number one. I do compete on a competitive stage like sports, not to show that I'm better than others, but to see their benchmark versus mine and if I can achieve it. So I'm competitive. I'm extremely competitive, but not ambitious.
So that was the end of the rapid fire round. And thank you so much for sharing your insights. And I'm really happy to have you because you have
Thank you.
a great source of inspiration for me. It's because of you I've been this confident. And at this moment, I feel really happy to speak to you because in these 5 years, I've started to believe in myself. I've become confident. I'm happy. I love myself. And it's all because of you. So it gives
It's
me
an
immense
honor. It's
happiness to
truly an honor and makes me happy to see you succeed.